we in Flight York right now. You know what I'm saying? And this is Jet Smoke and motherfucker. I bet I shake the room, but I ain't shaking no room. You know what I'm saying? We shaking the plane because nigga we partying up that bitch and we turn up. Me,
Damn, my hair's sticking out.
Girl, who you looking at? 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 Fucking me, 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 fucking me. Girl, am I fucking you? Or is you fucking me? Am I fucking you? Or is you fucking me? Yeah. If I go by the high chest, it's fucking celebrate. Overload, it was my highest. July. For turkey bacon, I could turn my consort, cause she don't know what happened. Pulled up like Batman, but it's bad, just move your flow set. I got Bronx with fuck the juice, and ran a juke like for the all time. Yeah, that's Scarborough, your girl's not loyal, cause she my sex, so I guess 3D and all 3D, just like the track, and she even me. I got her feet that I can't keep, she do a split right on the day, she open wide, say pump it up like I'm a truck, but in the trust, but my nuts go like grandma's fresh, she looking at the she not stuff, she tell me shit, pillow talk, I guess I'm not just being me, just fuck some freak, I fuck with me, I'm extra clean, but if I'm dirty, I play the girl, I clean it up, I got reach, I touch the whip, off in the red, be my red, hold up, bitch, that's my spaceship, so that bitch, she feeling me, I tell her, turn, pussy tight, girl, I want you, girl, I got the blues, turn, bitch, I ain't even let her a second, while you call it, make me think I don't even know if this real love, girl, or you stalling, dressing, yeah, I get it, never had a dick like this, defense, cause you like that emo, but I be in the class like emo hero, you need a hero, but I got shit to do. And don't got shit to do. My life's a flight, right like the light. My tunes are lit, don't need a tip. My check is stack, I fly no cat. Girl, man, by my side. I don't even care now. I don't even care no time. I really turn on you. Yeah, it's you. Till I do. I'm a cool. Till I do. I'm a cool. Right now, finna girl, who you looking at? 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 Fucking me, fucking me, fucking me, fucking me, fucking me. Am I fucking you, or is you fucking me? Girl, am I fucking you, or is you fucking me? Yeah. Check, turn. On George, nigga. We put that shit on George, nigga. We don't put that shit on God. We put that shit on George. You know what I'm saying? Real shit, this motherfucker. And I'm almost done with this album, this motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to real shit, this motherfucker. Alright, y'all. Oh, pause. Nope. Alright. Give me just 1 second, y'all. 1 second. 1 freaking second. Just 1 second before this shit loads up. How we doing today in this fine Friday? Why can I click on this? Alright. Are we live and direct? Alright. Let me just post this shit on my Instagram so motherfuckers will know we live. Motherfuckers will know we live in this bitch. Give me like literally 1 minute, y'all.
1 minute, yeah, 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? But how we doing, y'all? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know. What about to say? Motherfucking uh fuck, we gonna do this later. Fuck it. I'm on. This is too much. I'm not about to do all that shit right now, motherfucker. Like no bullshit. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Jeff Sparks start piloting this motherfucking check it out, you know what I'm saying? Riding the esoteric wave, you know what I'm saying? Knowing how to ride the esoteric wave, you know what I'm saying? Now, we should relax. You know what I'm saying? Being an esoteric surfer. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Being an esoteric surfer, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure, like, it's kind of like the the attribute and the contribution of knowing how to be over your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Not let your feelings hold you down. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all in spaces on where we go through life and we feel like the proper thing to do is let our feelings hold us down and pull us down. But in reality, if you know the proper way on how to fight that, because every like I said, every day is every day is but it's just an everyday struggle. You know what I'm saying? Just like shout out Joe Budden and DJ Academics, and they used to have that show and that one chick, I forgot her name, but everyday struggle. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that's what it was called. But it's an everyday struggle. But you don't want to look at it as a struggle. You want to look at it as this way, uh uh a sense of power, you know what I'm saying? Like the sense of where you can know on how to properly go upon that energy work within yourself and know how to verbalize it within your within your way and how you see life, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, when you're riding the esoteric waves, you want to know like I'm not speaking physically speaking. I'm speaking spiritually speaking. So once you watch the channel, you should know everything I speak is from the spiritual realm first. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the real world. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand the way on how to be an esoteric surfer, you know when you're in the esoteric beach or you're in the water resort or whatever you're at or the water park or whatever you're at, when you're surfing at that moment, you want to make sure that when you got your surfboard, you want to know you want to buy it at the right places. You don't want to get no beat up surfboard. You don't want to get no broken ass surfboard. You don't want to go and get no small ass surfboard. You want to get the right size surfboard just for yourself. It's kind of like, and that surfboard plays out down here is your thought from the way you mentally think. You know what I'm saying? The way you mentally explain your attributes or your contributory energies. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you're doing, now you got something where you can actually get the ball rolling for yourself when it comes to you materializing or when for you uh, 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 willing things to your existence. You know what I'm saying? It's all about your wheels, your chakra wheels. So the surfboard will be an example of one of your chakra wheels. So once you get the right one, you go to the right esoteric store. You know what I'm saying? You in Babylon, and you're looking, and you're at the beach section, and then the beach section will play out as you being in a free space. You the best way you can come to yourself to think freely at that'll be the beach section. So once you know how to get to that space as a spirit, and you get that when you get there within your mind body, you know that section right there. You know you want to make sure you pick the right the right thing there. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be all over the place. You want to know what you're getting there too. And no matter what kind of other thought forms come to your mind, you want to make sure you know the proper one and where to look at and where to get that one from. You know what I'm saying? So so when you get once you got that surfboard, now you're surfing. You know what I'm saying? And you're surfing that motherfucker. Now you know, oh shit, I'm actually, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing this. You know, it's gonna be hard at first because you may fall a couple times. You may, you know what I'm saying? But once you get the hang of it, you're in spaces where now you're surfing that motherfucker shit. And when you surfing in that hole, now you know, oh shit. Now it's like you can show your skills out. You can show, and the waves would be the example of your feelings. So no matter depending on how strong that current is, or how weak that current is, or how mid that current is, or how mundane that current is, it's the way the certain feeling you're going through right now. And let's say you're going through a heavy ass current. That just lets you know your emotions are in a heavy ass uh, 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 attribute feeling at the moment. So once you know how to properly get with the actual flow and know how to flow in that motherfucker, you know how to control your emotions. You know what I'm saying? You know you'll get to the point where the way you come up with an information how you can contribute within your emotions when you're surfing that surfboard. You should know that the actual surfboard becomes the your thought form, and the feeling becomes the waves. So then you can control that, because it takes a thought and a feeling to create sex with each other, to create the actual energy form within itself. But once you know how to do within yourself, now you're in a space of where now you're surfing. When you're surfing now you gotta know where to direct that place. You gotta know where to direct that wave at. Let's say you want to eat wherever you're trying to direct that wave at, direct your feelings, direct your thought, direct your feeling. Once you know how to connect left, right brain together, it's just an example, and this is not really the left, right, but left, right brain will be the left will be all from your seventh house to your first house. Right will be from your eighth house to your 12th house. So once you know how to contribute within that, you know that there's always a mini form within a mini form within a mini form within a mini form. So once you know how to get with that actual flow, like there, like so, you'll know that the way that you come with a way, and how you can figure out how to surf is you coming knowing how to connect your left and right brain. You know what I'm saying? And once you know to connect where you collect to, because you say you're collecting these things. You know what I'm saying? These things, your spirit is observing these things and collecting these things and using these things like bitches. So once you know you're using these things like bitches, and then you're not letting it use you, you know what I'm saying? Now you're in a space where, oh shit, this shit is not even something that I should even be worried about. It's something that it's something that I can it come and goes. You know what I'm saying? Your thought forms and feelings come and go, and depending on if it's yours or not, you know how to attribute it and know how to utilize it within yourself if it's based on you. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, like I said, once you know to direct that wave, you can be going near the beach, you can go outside the beach, you can be going wherever you're going. You can be going you can just be surfing in general. But once you're in that moment, you're being an esoteric surfer with your esoteric surfboard. Now you know, or Beyonce surfboard. You know what I'm saying? Esoteric surfboard. Now you know how to actually get with the place. You have to get with the placements, and you can understand that the place you're getting to is you getting to the. You may begin to go to a new beach. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things. A lot of things you can be doing when you're being an esoteric surfer at the esoteric beach. You know what I'm saying? But what you want to know is whatever you're doing, you want to make sure that you got a proper way in how to look at these things. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be doing something and not be aware and aware how you're seen in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime you're in the beach in a spiritual realm, like, or you're thinking of yourself being in a beach in a spiritual realm, you're more in a space of where you know how to be free most of the times in your real life in the third dimension. You know how to be free most of the time. So once you know how to be free most of the time, you know how to be in more clear spaces. So when you meditate, you might like to be more in clear spaces and things of that nature. You may know how to correlate within yourself within a way, and how you can relate your connectivity energy, but within yourself. You're also close to God when you know how to get to the beaches at the esoteric realm, because you know what I'm saying, that's one of the first bodies we took as spirits when we were forming, condensing each other's into our forms. When we became aware, and the beach was one of the first things we created. So the beach is that's why cancer, even though it has nothing really to do with the beach, but it kind of does, because that's why they created crabs to be cancers, and crabs coming from the water. You know what I'm saying? That's why cancer is the heart chakra, your connection, the way what your home, your family, your friends, the people you can connect to, even the people, the strangers. Even they may be strangers, but you may have been vulnerable around them. So now you see them as family. So it's kind of shit like that. So that space, when we were at the beach in esoteric realm, we were in spaces of where we actually came to conclusions on where, if whatever we're doing, we're in a space of where now we're coming together, or not coming together, but now we know how to come to hold together as within ourselves, and know how to bring that shit reality. You know what I'm saying? So now you know how to look at these things. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, you're in a space of where that the thing you're doing is something where we all do as spirits, but we may not be aware of it. We may be aware of it, but we may not be aware of it, but we know something is something. It's like we have different sense chakra senses, like different mind states. You know what I'm saying? Not just the first house. You know what I'm saying? We got all these from the second to the 12th house are all chakras we use within ourselves. And depending on how you're going coming upon as a spirit, you want to make sure that you know how to properly expand yourself. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, because what you're doing right now is you need to be in a space where you're you're creating examples on where how the world should be shifting in this new age of living. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like I said, we're in the age of Aquarius, this new age of coming together. So once you know that, you'll be in a space of where now you can come up with better thought forms or feelings on whatever you're doing to be in a space where you can initiate yourself into new broad out horizons. You know what I'm saying? New ways on how you can come and feel within yourself, come together whole, because it's all about coming together whole. You know what I'm saying? Once you know how to bring yourself whole as a spirit, you know the wholeness is you create what you create from the mind body. You know what I'm saying? Your spirit is just no thing, no shape, no form. Your spirit is the observer. The wholeness will be when you become start creating the mind. You know what I'm saying? So once you know how to create the mind, you know that the actual what's that word? What the hell? I just forgot. Oh, actual connection you have within yourself is a connection we all have within the spirits when we like I said, for example, when we create the mind body, we all come together as spirits, but the connections process is where you may see something like when once we're in the atmosphere and we're in each other's world, you may see something that I put out in the world for you to notice, or you may, you know what I'm saying, or an individual may have seen something that they put in the world for them to notice, and that actual way of thinking and feeling. But it's whatever you're observing as a spirit and you're looking at is what happens for you to actually like for it to make sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you just have to be aware on how these things is coming off, because no matter what, it's like it's like we all have the ability to think and feel, but when we think and feel and come up with certain ideas, that becomes the body, and that mind state you create for yourself becomes the world view of what you coming up within your what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you just got to know how to look at these things, because it's like I don't know, I can explain it, but words don't like it doesn't like words start like we can't use words at this moment. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's fucked up, but in the encyclopedia, if I said it correctly, yeah, like well, it's not even that, but it's like, but I know what you're trying to say, Benjamin. But it's like it's really like the word. I had the word in my mind, but it's like, damn it. I say being careful. You know what I'm saying? Being more careful, or no, sorry, sensitive to the senses. You know what I'm saying? That's not careful, sensitive. So when you're sensitive to the senses, it's kind of like once you're there, you gotta create the 720, the one, what's that word, the 180. It was, let me look at this fucking shit, because I don't know what these things are called, but the 180, if that's what it's called. Fuck, come on, whatever. The 720, the 180p, 720p, the 1000. You know the word. You know those words when you're on YouTube and you're looking, you're trying to brighten your screen up and shit like that. It's kind of like you're trying to brighten yourself up to expand to new horizons, broad out locations. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in an atmosphere, when an angel creates an atmosphere and then the other angel creates the atmosphere, when they have sex and creates the sun, and the daughters will be the moon, the sun will be the sun will be the sun, the daughter will be the moon, and angels have children. So once we're in that world, what we're observing from each location from the spirit, you can never see the spirit, but you can see what the spirit creates. So back to you when you said talking about blending the thought and feeling. I understand what you're trying to say, like blending the thought and feeling, having your thought and feeling combined together and create that actual energy. That's like that point of reference for the like that form that creates that life. I know what you're trying to say, but that's the point. Like that's what an atmosphere is. When you create that life, that becomes the world we live in. You know what I'm saying? So it's deep, but it's not even deep at all, because it's something we all know as spirits. We just got to remember these things, because whatever we're doing, which we always been doing this shit, like real shit. So we just gotta be aware and know how to look at these things properly, because these things is something that we just start to do as spirits when we come to conclusions on how to properly get to that space that we was at the first place in the seventh, eighth, and ninth dimension. We're trying to create a body in the seventh, eighth, and ninth dimension. You know what I'm saying? But back to my point, to the topic. You know what I'm saying? But back, so when you're an esoteric surfer and as a spirit, and like I said, when you're at the beach, that's anytime you're at the beach, and the spiritual realm, you're at a clear space, you're at a clear moment when you're thinking and feeling. So you know how to be clear. You know how to be get to the pearl. That's an example of like a pearl experience, because that's the space of where that's clairvoyance right there. Anytime you're trying to clairvoyance, when you meditate, and that's literally you taking out any thought and feeling that's fucking up your head, trying to get into your mind. You just know how to just like wah, get rid of those things. Now you're in that space. But once you know how to be in the space of where you're at the beach in this motherfucking shit, now you know how to actually like be in that clear space. So whatever, now depending on what you do in the beach is the action you do, is the action you create for yourself to be the worldview. So you can bring down a new type of worldview down here by just simply having a brought out way in how you think and feel about something going on. You know what I'm saying? So you can, like I said, you be doing anything. Let's say you're near the beach, but then you walk away from the beach and you start to leave the beach and go to different brought out views. And you know what I'm saying? Now you're in different ways on how you start off you at the beach, but now that you're traveling, it's now you get to different places where now you're expanding your mind state. You're expanding the way you get to the conclusions. And depending on what you see, you may see a forest, you may see abandoned houses, you may see people, you may see whatever. You may see grass, you may see the sky, you may see clouds, whatever you're looking at. That's supposed to be an example of what is is about to be play out on what you're down here in the third dimension, and you should know how to know what these things mean for itself. So now you know whatever you're doing, like you always got God by your side. Like God plays out throughout objects. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like that's that's the way I can explain it. But it's for you. When I said that, you should have your own mind state to know what I'm trying to say, because we all have our own way and how we look at certain things in our life. But yeah, that's the space somewhere you gotta be at all times, real. And I said a lot, because that's the real shit. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. But yeah, so I'm saying, so when we're in spaces and where we know how to understand these things and know what these things mean, now we're getting to the spaces of where people down here that try to run the world are at, because they're in the spaces of where if they already run the world, they must have been in certain spaces like these too. You know what I'm saying? In their own little way. But you want to make sure you want to know what they're doing, and from what you're doing, you know, because we're all doing something different. But depending on what we're doing, it's not what we do, it's how we do it. So depending on how we're doing it, we want to be in a space of where we're the smarter ones, so we know what these things are actually meaning. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say they got something that something in one of their books that they have meaning to. You know what I'm saying? For example, like astrology. I teach astrology, so I teach about sun and moons, the sun and moon, the planets. But I can also let you know that you will never look up in the sky and see actual planets. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you'll see in the sky is the sun and moon. You know what I'm saying? And I'll also to let you know that their thing is they'll have books and they'll probably in the Vatican, and they'll probably have names in the books where everything ends with ology, but all has the same meaning to it. You know, so it can have anything, but as long as it has ology in the end of it, it still has the same meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? So now you know whatever they're looking at, they see it as this is the world of God's mind, and the sun and moon is like one of God's ideas and feelings, and the sky, it's the clouds, is a star form. Like, it's a bunch of fucked up like stupid. Like once you know how to look at it, you're in an equilibrium. But when you know how to, it's like, but then you look at it like, damn, but that's really what you came up with. But once you know how to look at it, is you know how to look at it. So now you don't gotta play bias and play like you just know how to be the equilibrium of spirit at all times. And you always want to be the equilibrium spirit at all times because the equilibrium spirit gets you to better act ways of thinking and feeling. Yeah. But yeah, so once you know how to be the equilibrium spirit, it gets you the better ways on how to think and feel. And whatever you're doing, you're coming up with more brought out things to what to say, what to communicate, what to think of, where to travel at, how to be a butterfly, all that shit. And spiritual butterfly is how you travel. Because what do butterflies do? They come out the cocoon and become that new creature. So once you're a spiritual butterfly, you always becoming new creatures, new bodies, new body forms you take. You know what I'm saying? New forms. You know what I'm saying? These things become the thing that becomes you. You know what I'm saying? Your character, whatever you're trying to be, is becomes your character. You know what I'm saying? So let's say the character you're trying to be is a character of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? A character of knowledge, a character of wiseness. You know what I'm saying? That to be a character like that, you got to always know that you know everything. You can't be in a space where you be like, well, I don't know. You know, so we're not supposed to know this. You know what I'm saying? Let the scientists deal with that, and we do this. But we don't know everything. We just all we know right now is we're here, and then and our mom and dad had sex for us to be here, but we don't know. But we don't know how we got here. We don't know what we did. We don't know what this happened. We just all we know. Let the scientists take. Like nigga, why the fuck are you gonna think and feel like that? Or you could be thinking and feeling of just being a wise individual and knowing shit. So when you have that idea of knowing shit, that idea of knowing shit becomes the way on how you become the ace. You know what I'm saying? The actual star. So now you things you may not actually know. You may say you know it, but you say, and it may have actually been wrong, but somewhere you were right. You know what I'm saying? It's like so it's weird. Like once you know how to like you just gotta know how to look at these things because no matter what, you can't be in a space where you think to yourself, oh, I'm wrong right now. I'm not right right now. You gotta know that you're always like you're always in the right side of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like you know say what Yoda said. Let the force be with you. I'm the one that the force is with. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out Flight Balls. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that the force is with. You know what I'm saying? So when you know you're the one with the force is with, you already got that shit. That shit needs you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't even need it, but that shit needs you. You know what I'm saying? So once you know that shit needs you, you're on a different level of thinking and feeling. You know, you're beyond this world. You know that you're not even from this world at this point. You just came down here because you got summoned on some bullshit. Or when you on those train of thoughts, you'll be different. You'll be in different ways in how you come up with conclusions on where these things are happening. But now you know better. You do better. You know what I'm saying? And God is all God's trying to teach you. Once you know better, you do better. God just wants you to know better. You do better. You know what I'm saying? It depending on how far away you were from God, God will let you know that no matter what, I'll be with you. But I want you to know that look how far you fell from you. So see how far you fell. Now it's up on you to get back up. There's no such thing as up or down. But I'm just talking right now. So let's get like listen what I'm trying to say. There's no such thing as up or down. But once you know how to look at these things and know how to properly look at these things and know where these things is coming from, you'll be in a space of where, oh shit, that up or down concept is not even a real thing. It's what I'm just looking at it as then the point of where I'm trying to become the best me as I can, and the best me as I can is just me being myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's all God wants to see from you. You being yourself, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be a scared motherfucker. You don't want to be little cat. You want to be a little kitty cat. You want to be a dog. Yeah, I ain't talking about actual dog. I'm talking about a spiritual dog. What is dog backwards? God. You know what I'm saying? So not you want to be a God, but you also want to be like God. You want to be as God. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like God and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. You talking? You know what I'm saying, Benjamin? You know what I'm saying, Benjamin? You got you there? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's kind of like you. Once we get with the point, we get to limits or shits on where we know how to look at these things and not get confused in these motherfucking shits. You know what I'm saying? When you get confused in these motherfucking shits, you'll be in the space of where that confusion like gets you confused. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're confused in the first place. Like for example, like let's say you're trying to explain something, but you don't have no right starting point to where to explain it. If you don't have no right starting point to where to explain it, then then you probably shouldn't even explain it because it's not something that like I said, if you can't make sense out of it, then another man made that shit up, and whatever they made up in their mind became the actual point of view of where they came up with something because they had some little dick issues. Small, so whatever they had was coming from the point of a little dick issue. So they had to explain it and let an individual know about it, and whatever they let them know about was some bullshit. So the individual trying to explain that, trying saying I can explain it, but it's hard. Then that means that you probably shouldn't explain it in the first place because it's something that doesn't even make. And then you say it doesn't really make sense, but I gotta try to explain it. Then like what you said, it doesn't make sense. So don't try to explain it. It's not something. It's not the issue, not the problems you're going through. It's the problem some other individuals going through, and they created in their mind, and for them to go, you know what I'm saying, for them to, it's some bullshit. It's some bullshit that they try to explain for themselves, and it doesn't even make sense. So it's kind of like you don't have the right starting point, you can't. There's no point of explaining it because remember, once you know how to get to the point of it, then you can go deep within it. You know what I'm saying? Once you know how to get to the point, then you can go deep. You make it simple, then you go deep. You don't make it deep, then go simple. Just like what NASA's trying to do, go deep. Yeah, space is cold. You know what I'm saying? Space has a trillion planets in the sky, trillion stars in the sky. We can go in space, but once you go in space, but once you go in space and we take a picture of the Earth, and then we see the satellite taking a picture of the Earth. For some reason, we can't get that satellite that took a picture from the Earth down here in this realm of reality because imagine we had a satellite camera like that. The satellite that took a picture of the Earth. So let me see if I can show y'all the example of it. Let me see if I can show y'all the example. Satellite. Oh, NAS. Hold up. Look at this. Hold up. Satellite. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Y'all see that? I don't know if y'all see that, but see that? See what the picture that took a picture of that satellite taking a picture of the Earth? Where can we get that actual satellite right there? You know what I'm saying? It's always they always show us a picture of the actual satellite, like, oh shit, we gotta do that like why can't we look? Why can't we see that actual satellite right there? And why can't we buy that shit at stores? Because remember, space is cold as fuck. You know what I'm saying? If you go outside in the cold right now in the wintertime and try to take a picture, your phone will get icicles, water droplets on it, get froze on it, all types of shit on it. But the moment they go in space freezing below zero, trying to take a picture of the actual sun, or I mean the actual Earth or the stars or the sun, they can never show you the actual satellite on where that came from. You know what I'm saying? They always take pictures of it. You know what I'm saying? They always take a picture of it. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. So my thing is this: if that shit is really real, then why can't NASA by the time it's by the time before it gets to 6 a.m. in the morning, why can't they show the sun rising and show the satellite take a video of the sun actually rising, and once you take some video of the sun actually rising, we start to realize to ourselves, oh, but they can't do that because that's not what's happening. The sun's not even rising. The sun is stationary and rotating to the left. So it's kind of like these motherfuckers be lost in the sauce, and they don't know what the fuck they be onto, what the fuck they be doing, but they just, like I said, they don't know any better too. They didn't think too far. They didn't think humans would think. I'm not human, but they didn't think people would think too far about it. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up, but it's deep, but it's not because like I said. Hold on, what? Okay, we're lagging. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you want to know how to look at these things because once you know how to make something simple, then you go deep. You know, see how I made that shit simple? I literally show you a picture of it. That's simple. We all have eyes to look. We can all use our eyes to look at it and look at a simple picture. I showed you what picture? See the picture that took a picture of the satellite taking a picture of the Earth. Where can we get that satellite that took a picture of the actual Earth? It's in the picture. You know what I'm saying? So. You know, it's like it's weird. Like I don't know. I don't know what these motherfuckers be on. These motherfuckers be slow in the head. They really got a mental illness. Like I said, like that's the only thing that's in my mind. Like these motherfuckers just got a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing that I can't explain to these motherfuckers that you know what I'm saying. These motherfuckers just don't. They're just slow. So it's kind of like whatever whatever mental illness they're going through, they trying to pour it on to society and make all of us go through their similar retardation shits because they follow the east to sun to the east and didn't know the sun will actually rise at the west. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying. You like I said, well, you know how to look at these things properly and know how to like look have the adult spirit. When you the adult spirit, you know how to son and daughter everyone. You know what I'm saying. You don't let nothing use you like a bitch. You use everything like a bitch. You know what I'm saying. And you let these motherfuckers know. Listen, I'm your daddy right now, and that shadow dick you trying to chase, that shadow man you trying to chase. I'm gonna let you know that motherfucker, he a little dick ass nigga too, and he don't know what the fuck he talking about too. He lost himself too. He's your stepfather. I'm your real father. You know what I'm saying? So you wanna you gotta look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't let these motherfuckers take control over their shit and let them these motherfuckers think they got the upper hand because of some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? You wanna be like, nah, yeah, I ain't letting that shit slide, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. It's raining. But yeah, shit like that. It ain't raining. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? But shit like that. It's deep because no matter what you're doing, you gotta be in a space where when you look at these things help you start to help you in the long run because no matter what you're doing, the point of looking at these things becomes you learning every time. So you become the student and you become the teacher. And when you become the student and you become the teacher, that's the attribute on where the student teacher concept becomes you being more real with yourself. So the realness comes from you knowing how to uh what's that word I look for? Damn. Or knowing how to contain and relate within these things. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you're trying to do, you want to make sure that no matter what, you just gotta know how to look at these. Like I said, you gotta know how to look at these things. You know what I'm saying? You just don't want to get lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of like what you got. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. That's kind of what you got. Y'all gotta be hip to. But shit. But yeah, I gotta do something anyway because I got something to do. But yeah, I gotta guess some duties. But yeah, real shit. Jet Spark Star Pilot, and we out in this motherfucker.